Hi there YouTubers, welcome back to my channel, Workshop Fun. Today I'd just like to share an update about my drill press actually. It's been a couple of years since I talked about it, but just recently I picked up a new stand for it off Facebook Marketplace. Now the stand itself has got quite an interesting story, bit of New Zealand history actually. The stand itself was a press, it was actually a form of press. So right now you can see the stand here below the drill press. Now when it was assembled how it used to be, it actually had a middle piece with bars on each corner and a bit of plate steel as well, and it could slide up and down. Now as far as I know from the person who I brought it from, it was used for silicon moulding. Now it actually had an element on the bottom of it down there, and the middle bit would come down and crush the moulding by the look of it. So it was a type of press in that sense. But anyway, the guy advertised the stand on Facebook Marketplace, and he was a really good chap. And what he wanted to do is he wanted to keep the middle piece as a welding table, because each one of these plates, top and bottom, is 35 millimeters thick. So each plate, from what I have worked out on the steel mass calculator on Google, weighs about 64.6 kgs, and from lifting them I would say that's bang on. And then the legs that are holding it all together, they weigh about another 20. So anyway, I saw this come up on Facebook Marketplace, and it was just advertised as a steel heavy table, and I thought, man, you know, I've been wanting something like that for my drill press for ages. So I waltzed on over to the person's place and picked it up. He'd kindly disassembled it for me, and when I got it, I took it home and carefully unloaded it with my partner's help, and her and I got the bits around the back here. And then what I did is I used Fapper wheel, I think they're called, for your angle grinder. They just got sandpaper on them, and I cleaned it all down with that, just the surface rust. And now I've just rubbed cooking oil into the top of it and all, everywhere on it, the bottom, the top, everywhere. So that's the preservative for it. And then I turned around yesterday, which took me a long time. I'll just take my phone off the tripod. Right along. Yesterday I nearly stuffed my drill. I took my time, but it still was hard on my drill. I had to drill these 3 12mm holes, 1, 2 and 3 at the back, and I had to drill through this thick plate here. And now, to give you an idea, that took me nearly 2 hours to do that, and that was doing it very, very carefully and cooling my drill with the air compressor, because it was getting so hot, and I would just have to rest it and cool it and rest it and cool it. And I was using tons of cutting oil and about 4 or 5 different drill bits to get it up to 12mm. Anyway, in the end I got it, and then I picked up these new bolts for from my local hardware, and now it's all bolted down, so it ain't going nowhere. I also spent a while fussing about getting this as centered up as possible on the top of the stand, and yeah, basically now, for very little cost, thanks to the nice guy who I brought this off, I have a very good drill press stand, and it's quite convenient too. I can put my rubbish bin underneath, so I've got a slightly wider stand where I can put tools down on while I'm working, and also I can get my rubbish bin out of the way, so it's freed up room in the workshop. Now I'm just coming back around to the tripod. There we go. So that's my latest score, I suppose you could say. I'm incredibly lucky and incredibly stoked. This is pretty much the most heavy duty drill press stand you could ever get. I mean, this thing weighs, if you work it out and you're being modest, together like that, you say 2 times 64.6, so just say 2 times 64 is 128, plus 20 kgs being modest for the solid bars that are threaded on each end, and the nuts and washers. That's about another 20 kgs quite easily when I pick them up. So being modest, this thing here is easily 150 kgs. That's being modest. And then you put the drill press on top, and I know how much that weighs. That weighs apparently 60 kgs. So yeah, that's actually over 200 kgs worth of equipment sitting right there now. But taking out the drill press weight, talking about the stand, because the stand is what's holding the drill press to the ground, you know, and you don't want it wobbling around. Well, you've got 150 kgs holding that drill press to the ground. She ain't going nowhere, and it's just a pleasure to work with now. Anyway, if you like this video, please hit the like, and if you wish to, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye.